So I just saw Glass and it was pretty good, but at the same time, pretty disappointing. In case you don't know, Unbreakable is one of my all time favorite movies, and I think Split's a pretty great film all in all. So it was safe to say that I was really hyped for this movie. In fact, this was the film that I was most excited to see all year. To be honest with you, I might have gotten caught up in the hype train. Before I continue on, I should mention that the good definitely outweighs the bad here. There's so much to love about this movie, but the stuff that's bad in this film can be seen as just criminal. But let's talk about the good things first. So, first thing about this film that you might notice is the cinematography is pretty fucking great. What a surprise. The action scenes were all filmed very nicely, and the acting is all pretty fantastic. Even Bruce Willis did a pretty great job. Whenever he was on screen, of course, but we'll get into that in a second. The overall production values, like lighting and setting, and the pacing was also quite nice, was all handled really well. Even the writing was pretty damn good. The story was interesting and compelling. The characters went through compelling traumas and had interesting arcs for the most part. All in all, it was just an extremely well crafted movie. But there was one thing that was incredibly wrong, and I think everyone noticed it when they watched this movie. Why did you sideline fucking David so much, you asshole? Literally, Bruce Willis gets no fucking screen time in this goddamn movie. And I know what you're gonna say, oh well, it's because this is a movie that was meant for the two villains. And yeah, okay, if it was, then I'd be fine with that. But even still, nothing's explored with this guy hardly. And the other thing is, they unintentionally set him up as the most interesting character in the movie and do nothing with the stuff they set up for him. His wife's dead. Oh, it's okay, it doesn't matter, we'll show a scene of him rubbing his ring later on in the movie. Oh, all his morals and beliefs for the past 19 years are being put to the test? It's okay, we'll just have him falsely believe that he's not a superhero after like two minutes. Like, fuck off. They did this character horribly. He was set up with so many interesting things. There was so much about his character in this film that was so goddamn good. And they did nothing with it. The setup was right there, you fuck. His wife was dead. Show him mourning. Show him his beliefs being questioned. Make me feel for this character like you did in Unbreakable, you asshole. I'm going to talk about the ending. I'm not spoiling the ending, but let me just say, I don't hate this ending. I know a lot of people hate this ending. I only hate it for one reason, and I can't even talk about that reason, but trust me, it does involve something with Bruce Willis, and it does happen because of how horribly sidelined he was in this movie. If they gave him more screen time, what happens at the end would have felt earned, but it didn't. Because they sidelined him so hard, and it pissed me off so much. I feel like I should probably talk about James McAvoy real quick and Samuel Jackson, because you people would probably get pissed at me if I didn't mention them. So, James McAvoy, he got dicked over. He deserved an Oscar nomination for Split, and I pray to God that he gets some sort of nomination for this film, because he was even better in this movie than he was in Split. Like, I was shocked. He was absolutely fucking incredible. He just blended it so well. He completely vanished into this character. When I watched this movie, he was Kevin Windlecrumb. He wasn't James McAvoy playing a character. He was just Kevin Windlecrumb. He was fantastic. Same can be said for Samuel Jackson. When you watch this movie, you don't see Samuel Jackson playing a character. You see fucking Elijah. Were absolutely fantastic. And the same can be said for Bruce Willis if he would have been given more to work with. I'm sorry, they just didn't give him enough to work with, and it really pissed me off. Another thing that quite irritated me was how shamefully underused James Newton Eisenhower's musical score was. Like, don't get me wrong, the music for this movie is pretty good, but come on. Let's be honest here. James Newton Eisenhower's score was fucking the shit. It's easily one of the greatest musical scores ever put to cinema, and it gets completely dicked over. Don't get me wrong, I like the music in this movie. The composer for Split did this, and I think James Newton Eisenhower did come back for some of it, but there's just certain scenes where the music would have worked better if they would have used that James Newton Eisenhower score. But whatever, it didn't really affect the movie all that much. I know my problems with this film didn't really sound like that big of problems. I mean, I know everyone's gonna get probably pissed at how sidelined Bruce Willis was, but all in all, it wasn't really anything that could be seen that bad, especially to someone who hasn't seen the movie yet. And once you do, you will totally understand why those problems are just so fucking huge and glaring. Not to mention they kind of bullshit their way through certain parts of this film, which, like, on how Elijah's able to roll around the mental ward. I didn't mind it, to be honest with you. I didn't really care. I kind of been able to expand my disbelief. You know, it's nothing too unbelievable. But yeah, that was Glass. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't, say, great. All in all, I'd probably say this is a 6 out of 10. It might be a 7 in the future, I don't know. I do intend on rewatching it, but as of right now, it is a 6 out of 10. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed my review, please like and subscribe. And I will all see you guys in the next review. Goodbye.